So when two equations, they are not equal on the both sides, we call those type of equation independent equation. In other words, they are inconsistent because it gives us 0 equal 4. This is inconsistent, and we go with the independent equation. When you draw the graph, those equations will turn to the parallel line. What if we have 3 unknown variables? With 3 unknown variables, we need at least 3 systems of linear equations to solve it. So you will see the style of the question like this. On each of the equation, you will have the 3 unknown variables. Sometimes the equation only has 2 unknown variables. But you need at least 3 equations. In solving for this type of question, there's many different approaches to solve for the 3 unknown variable question. And sometimes you have to combine substitution, elimination, and repeat the same process again and again until you solve it. So you need to be able to recognize what type of the equation you have. So from this question, from the first equation and the second equation here, I saw the z, I can eliminate from here. So in order to eliminate a z, I add the 2 equations, the first equation and the second equation. So once I add these 2, x plus 2x, it turns to 3x. 2y plus y, it turns to the 3y. Z minus z, so it's 0 up, is equal to 9. We can divide by 3 into this equation, so we get an x plus y equal 3. Now can you see on the third equation, it has an x plus y term. So we can substitute the 3 into here. So now I rewrite the third equation. I simply to substitute the 3 into here, minus 2z, it gives me the negative 3. So from here, I only have single variable z, so that means I can solve for z from now. So bring the 2z to the right hand side, bring the 3 to the other side, you get a 6. That means z is equal to 3. Now we solve for the z. I can substitute the z back to the first equation. Let me erase here. So now when I substitute the 3 back to the first equation, let me use another color. So I will have x plus 2y plus 3 equal 8. So x plus 2y is equal 5. Substitute the z back to the second equation. I will have 2x plus y minus 3 equal 1. That means 2x plus y is equal 4. Now we can substitute, or we can eliminate these 2 equations. So I'm going to multiply 2 into the first equations. So I multiply 2 into here. So once I multiply 2, the first equation will turn to the 2x plus 4y equal 10. Now, we can eliminate these 2 equations, eliminate the x term. So 2x minus 2x, it cancels out. Y minus 4y, I get a negative 3y. 4 minus 10, I get a negative 6. Divide by negative 3, I get a y equal 2. Now we solve the y and the z, we can get the x real quick. So we just substitute the y and z back to the first equation, or I can simply just substitute into this part. So since I know y is equal 3, y is equal 2. So x plus 2 is equal 3. That means x equal 1. So this question has the particular solution, x equal 1, y equal 2, and the z equal 3. Solving for this type of question, sometimes it's just you have to manipulate your equation, right? Plugging your x, plugging your y into the different equation. You try to you want to figure out which one is which. Sometimes it will take you a longer process to solve it. But once we move on to 6.3, I will show you how to use a calculator to solve for 3 unknown variable equation. But at this point, you need to do it by hand. Okay? Look at the highlight here. If a system of equations has no solution, the system is inconsistent. If a system of equations has infinitely many solutions, the equations of the system are dependent. So recognize these two. You will see these two on your homework. Now we will move on to solve for application question. An airplane flies 600 miles with the wind for 2 hours and return against the wind in 3 hours. Find the speed of the wind and the air speed of the plane. So from the question, we know the distance has 600 miles with one-way direction. There's a formula regarding to the distance formula. We know the distance is coming from rate multiplied by the time. So I'm going to solve this question by creating the table here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I always so we start from here. This question gives us two different rates. One is the airplane rate, another one is the wind, the rate of the wind. So the departure flight, it has the wind go with the flight, so the rate would be a plus w. On the return flight, it has the against rate of the wind, so we have to subtract 2 rate. The departure flight takes 2 hours to get it there. The return flight takes longer because it's against to the wind. The total distance is supposed the same, right? It doesn't matter what the rate they have, the distance is the same thing. So you have both of the direction with the same distance. So according to the formula here, distance is equal rate by time. So we create the equation from the table here. So I write down a plus w multiplied by 2 is equal 600. A minus w multiplied by 3 is equal 600. Now we divide by 2 first because that's the easier way to solve the equation. So we divide by 2 on both sides. We get a plus w is equal 300. Same thing, we divide by 3 into the second equation here. So I have a minus w equal 200. Now we have a plus w equal 300, a minus 3w equal 200. We can eliminate the w. I have plus w minus w. So we add both of the equation together, and we have the 2a is equal 500. That means a is 250 miles per hour. We solve the a, we can find the w, right? A plus w is equal 300. We can plug in this number back to this equation. So from here, we can solve for the w is 50 because a is 250. So that means the rate of the airplane is 250 miles per hour. The rate of the wind is 50 miles per hour. So when they fly to the destination, it goes faster because the rate has 300 miles per hour. So it takes shorter. The return flight, it takes longer because they're against. So the rate tends to smaller. So that's why it takes longer time to fly back. Alright. Now I'm going to do 2 more questions from your homework. So we look at the first question. A woman invested a 23,000 rollover IRA account in 3 banks, paying 5%, 6%, and 7% annual interest. She invested 1,200 more at 6% than the 5%. This is a keyword. The total annual interest she earned was 1,424. How much did she invest at each rate? So we know it has 3 different investments, right? So I'm going to write down X plus Y plus Z. So she spends such money into 3 different products. The second equation, the annual interest she earned. The interest is coming from the principal multiply the percentages of the rate. So 567, we convert into the decimal. So you have 0.05x plus 0.06y plus 0.07z is 1424. 3 unknown. We need at least 3 equations. So the third equation is coming from here. She invested 1,200 more at 6% than the 5%. So that means if we let the 6% is y, that means y portion minus x portion is 1,200 because 6% is more than 5% with 1,200.